Welcome to Quick Course Digest. Ever wondered what's really going on behind the scenes of your favorite websites? Today, we're diving deep into an introduction to web development. We're going to build a website from the ground up, not with thousands of lines of code, but with the core ideas that make the entire internet tick. We'll go from a blank screen to a finished product, and you'll see how it all fits together. Let's get started. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to set up our digital workshop with the right tools. Then, we'll build the skeleton of our site with HTML. After that, we'll bring in the designer, that's CSS, to make it look good. We'll make sure it works on every screen, add some content, and finally, get you ready to start your own journey.
Okay, first things first. Just like a carpenter needs a workshop, a web developer needs a digital one. This is the space where you'll write your code, test it out, and see your ideas come to life right before your eyes.
And the heart of that workshop is something called an Integrated Development Environment, or IDE for short. Think of it as a text editor on steroids, built specifically for coding. It's not just a blank page. It helps you catch mistakes, keeps your files organized, but honestly, the coolest part is the live preview, which shows you your website updating in real time as you type. And you know what the best part is? Getting started is unbelievably easy. You don't have to download or install a single thing. These days, you can use web-based IDEs like StackBlitz that run right in your browser. Just make a free account, click a button to start a new project, and boom, you have a professional-level coding environment ready to go.
So when you open it up, you'll generally see three main parts. Over on the left, you've got the project panel. That's like your filing cabinet. The big space in the middle is the editor panel, which is where you'll actually write the code. And on the right, that's the magic window, the output panel. It's your live preview, showing you your website as it takes shape.
All right, our workshop is all set up. Now it's time for the fun part, actually building something. Every building needs a solid framework, a skeleton, right? Well, for a web page, that skeleton is called HTML. It's the absolute foundation that every single website is built on. So what even is a markup language? Well, it's a way of taking plain old text and giving it meaning. You're not telling the browser, hey, make this text big and bold. Instead, you're telling it, hey, this chunk of text is the most important heading on the page, or this is a list of items. You're describing the purpose of the content. For example, look at this. It's just plain text. A web browser has no clue what to do with it. Is it a title? Is it a paragraph? It's just words on a screen.
But now, watch what happens. By wrapping that same text in what we call tags, in this case, an H1 tag, we've marked it up. We've given it a job. We've officially told the browser, this isn't just random text. This is the main top-level heading for this page, and the browser knows exactly what that means.
And believe it or not, this basic structure right here is the DNA of every website you've ever visited. The doc type just tells the browser it's a modern HTML document. The HTML tag wraps everything up. The head is for all the behind-the-scenes stuff, like the little title you see in the browser tab, and the body, well, that's where all the action is. Every bit of text, every image, every video you actually see on a web page lives inside the body. Okay, so we have our skeleton. It's functional, it holds everything up, but let's be honest, it's not very pretty. It's time to bring in the interior designer. That's where CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets, comes in. CSS handles literally everything visual. All the colors, the fonts, the layout, you name it. Without CSS, this is what the internet looks like. Seriously, it's just structured black and white text. The information is all there thanks to our HTML, but it has absolutely zero personality. And voila, this is the power of CSS. With just a little bit of styling, we can completely transform that boring document into something that's actually engaging and easy to look at. This is the difference between an architectural blueprint and a fully decorated home. So how does that magic actually work? Well, it all comes down to the CSS selector. It's basically a pattern that lets you pinpoint the exact HTML elements you want to style. It's like you're giving CSS an order. Hey, find all my main headings and make them this color. Or find that specific button and give it a border. And you've got different tools for different jobs. You can target by tag name to change every single paragraph on your site at once. You can use a class to style a specific group of things, like maybe some alert messages. Or you can get really specific and use an ID to target one and only one unique element on the entire page. Now, if you really want to get good at CSS, you have to understand the box model. This is a huge concept. See, CSS treats every single element on the page as if it's living inside a rectangular box. Think of it like a framed picture.
The photo is the content. The matting between the photo and the frame, that's the padding. The frame itself is the border. And the empty wall space between that frame and the next one, that's the margin. Once you get this, you can control the spacing of everything. So we have our structure and we have our style. But these days, our website isn't just going to be seen on a big desktop monitor. It needs to look amazing on a laptop, a tablet, a phone, pretty much any screen you can think of. Our design needs to be flexible. It needs to be responsive. And that brings us to responsive web design. It's this simple but powerful idea. You build one website, but it's smart enough to completely rearrange its own layout to look great on whatever screen it's on. It means you never have to do that awkward pinch and zoom thing on your phone ever again. Here's what that actually looks like. On a wide desktop screen, you might have plenty of room for a fancy multi-column layout. But when you look at that same site on a narrow phone screen, those columns automatically stack on top of each other into one easy-to-scroll column. The big menu shrinks down into that little hamburger icon. It's all about making the best use of the space you have. Okay, our house is built, it's decorated, and it's ready for visitors on any device. Now it's time to actually furnish the place with content and, give our users a way to talk back to us. When you're adding images, you really have two main flavors to choose from. Raster graphics, like JPEGs and PNGs, are made up of tiny little dots called pixels. They're fantastic for detailed photographs, but they get all blurry if you try to stretch them out. Then you have vector graphics, or SVGs. These are drawn with math, which sounds weird, but it means they can be scaled to any size, from a tiny icon to a giant billboard, and they will always look perfectly sharp. But a great website is a two-way street. How do your users communicate with you? The answer is web forms. That simple little form tag is the powerhouse behind every contact page, every login screen, and every search bar on the internet. It's what turns a static brochure into a truly interactive experience. And there you have it. We've literally gone from a completely blank screen to a fully formed concept for a structured, styled, responsive, and interactive web page. We've seen how all these fundamental pieces of the web fit together perfectly. So what's the big takeaway here? The entire digital world you see every day is built on this really elegant partnership. HTML gives everything its meaning and structure, and CSS gives it all its creative style and personality. It's a universal language for building things. So now that you understand how it works, the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?